Oh, cool. We're live. Okay, great. Yes, so the live thing is now on the corner there, so we're live. So greetings from Tokyo. So I don't know if
What's up?
anyone's joining. So this is Dice. We're not just in Tokyo because where are we, gentlemen? Where are we all at the moment? So Seth and Tanner, where are you at the moment?
So Seth, I'll let you go first, man. So I just got the notification for the stream.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Broadcasting from North Carolina, Burlington, small little town. Not a lot of movie fans. I'm excited to be able to participate in a film discussion today on Dice Gay's channel with Tanner, meeting him for the first time. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were so close because I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So you're right down there, man. You're not too far at all. So that's awesome.
Are you guys in the same? Are you in the same time zone? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Are you in the same time zone? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like 6:30 or so in the evening. Okay. All right. Oh, that's great. And so I'm sorry, Seth. You were saying you were in Williamsburg the other day.
There's this awesome theme park, Busch Gardens, and I was riding some roller coasters, just trying to get in a good spirits. It was a beautiful day. It was awesome. I love that area.
Yeah, I lost my man card at Busch Gardens, bro, because I don't do good with heights.
Oh.
It was I'm telling you, if they would have recorded it, it would have been YouTube gold. Yeah.
Oh, but you love scary stuff.
I know, man, but I am not a strong man. How about that?
Oh no, don't say that.
But I didn't know that. You're so heights is I'm the same. I'm not so strong when it comes to heights.
Yeah, I'm the guy that holds the jackets at the bottom. I'm that guy. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, so but you're okay with any other things? Are there any things that you're scared of? Like heights isn't the only thing I'm scared of. So,
man, pregnant spiders, oddly specific, but like pregnant spiders, that's a big one. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
If you step on them, man, spiders go everywhere, and I don't got time for that.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
I've never encountered that before. So okay, that's something to keep in mind. Wow.
Yeah.
So heights and pregnant spiders. I hope they're not in the same place. Like you go into like a roller coaster and there's like a pregnant spider in the corner there. Like, that would be.
That's why I don't even try. You know,
okay.
I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation.
But that's when you got to call Jeff Daniels to get him a lighter and a can of hairspray and set that joker on fire.
I know.
Shoot him with a nail gun into a transformer.
Yeah. Well, that movie got me pretty bad when I was a kid, man. Arachnophobia is classic.
You are not by yourself.
Yeah.
I saw that in the movie theater. That was great. Yeah.
Oh, did you? That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
When the spider when she's turning out the light, that was done.
Or like what is it? Oh, where are you? I'm the expert spider hunter. Where are you? Ah! Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Don't be like an expert spider hunter in any of those movies. That's
nah.
Yeah. But so sorry about. So anyway, sorry. I let me before we move on. Let me just do some introductions. So today I'm very happily joined by Tanner and Seth. So for those who know this channel, will definitely recognize the Seth and Tanner horrible show. Tanner's a great channel as well, and so we've spoken both to Seth and to Tanner, or I've spoken to both Seth and Tanner on separate videos, and we've spoken on live streams and live chats and comments on the videos and the like. So very, very dear friends of mine. But today they've both been very, very, very generous with their time and agreed to come on to the live stream today for this joint live stream. So thank you so much for taking the time today, gentlemen. I very appreciate it.
Thank you, dude. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. That's 44 and strong.
That's awesome.
So I think I'm the you don't have to reveal your ages here, but I think I'm the oldest one of the bunch here, right? So I'm
32.
Okay.
32,
yeah. Oh, you youngin. Oh, wow.
But hey, at least you don't look like 10 years older.
So we are. I think maybe I'm maybe slightly different generational experiences or generations speaking, but that's you teach me, both of you teach me a constant basis. So while I'm older, I feel like I am the student rather than the master, as a manner of speaking. So please keep on teaching me a lot with your great knowledge of cinema. I always appreciate it. Cinema and life, my dear friends. You always keep on teaching me these great things. So thank you so much. So I hope to continue this a lot going forward. And Seth, how are you, my dear friend?
Oh, things are going pretty good. I mean, right before this conversation, I was just playing some Batman Arkham Knight, which is this video game that I'm playing because I've been going back through the animated series. You might have seen that in some of my comments.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy is the main bad guy in this game is the Scarecrow. And we're talking about spiders. And you go back and you watch the cartoon and you see that he was kicked out of the Professor Academy because he was experimenting with spiders on people and getting to the root of people's fears and stuff. So I was just watching that. And so this conversation is connecting to that great episode that introduces the Scarecrow, and now messing around with him in this game. I'm on a Batman kick. And, we've got the recent passing of Kevin Conroy, who is the definitive Batman, in my opinion. And I'm having these flashbacks to being a little boy where I would first watch this cartoon. And so it's just summoning all this love for cartoon series. And I could just go on about that tangent. But then there's also, some other stuff that I've been watching, like my experience with Inland Empire and La Piscine, and trying to get into a Criterion mindset coming up very, very soon. So I could just go on all day.
Oh, that's great. What are some of the, because I too am a big fan of Batman the Animated Series. So what are some of the other episodes that you enjoy?
Oh gosh, well, I just love so much how it doesn't just focus on Batman. There's an episode that shows the perspective of the police officers as well, and it's sort of a Rashomon, 3 different police officers telling a story, and then you get the final answer at the end where it comes together with Batman stepping on the scene. There's another one where he's not even in costume and he gets amnesia, and he's on like a slave camp where this great big large man is eating a chicken leg, saying, "They're not supposed to eat, I'm supposed to eat, get back to work, you lazy bums." And he's got Batman and another guy in this hot box in the desert, and Alfred flying the Nightwing, or the Batwing. It's so cool. I just love that cartoon. It's got dark elements, guns, the gangster fedoras and the cars, the Art Deco decorations of the city. And, that would be sort of taking inspiration for the Danny Elfman score. And God, why am I forgetting his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yes, in his films, similar architecture.
Yeah, definitely. I think it came around, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember as a kid watching TV and seeing the first ever broadcast episode of it was a huge deal. I think it was around the time of Batman Returns, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think at the time too, there was some, let's say, lukewarm critical response to Batman Returns at the time of its initial release.
Really?
But at the same time, my sense was that there was more high critical praise that was given to Batman the Animated Series at the time. But that I could be wrong about that, but that was my hunch. But yeah, I was around for that as well. It was great. Those are great times. It was a huge deal when it was broadcast for the first time, and as you say, and as you remark here, we're still talking about it even now. So it just shows the deep history of it. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm no expert at all when it comes to the animated series, but it really, from what I could tell, it really opened up. So if I'm pronouncing his name right, what is it, Paul Dini, and was it Alan Moore? I feel like the whole lore opened up for Batman for what they're using even today. They're kind of like going back. So it's awesome to see, because I heard they might be using Clayface for the next movie and stuff like that. Like really interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Excellent point. What did you think of the film, the Batman? By the way, have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah. I would
Seth,
like to see them continue.
Yeah,
that.
please. Oh yeah,
Sorry.
well they're going to make a sequel, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
so if you
actually
take,
haven't seen that one yet.
Mm.
I just sort of have been having a good time going back to the old school Batman and just enjoying what I enjoyed as a kid. And I'll get to that eventually. I'm not so up to speed on the latest and greatest superhero goings on. I know a lot of people are engaged in that conversation, but I guess my experience with it is a little bit more unique, or just I sort of tailor it to my favorite superheroes. I know the Spider-Man animated series is another favorite of mine from the 90s. And it's just, that's also another one where they're mining the same lore and bringing it up to date for, I think, some of the new Marvel movies that incorporate Spider-Man. And
yeah,
gosh, Sam Raimi's trilogy. I love Spider-Man, and that's a whole bunch of conversations we could have just on the superhero thing. But I feel like
yeah,
that's had very often. And I want to take a moment to mention something that was brought up in a recent live stream where we were talking about end of directors' careers. And, we've got the upcoming Takeshi Kitano film, we've got the Martin Scorsese thing. And oftentimes you'll get articles that'll quote these directors when they've got a new film coming out. And Martin Scorsese, I was just so inspired by something he said recently about how it was only recently he's realized the potential of cinema, and it was something that he had remembered hearing Akira Kurosawa say when he was accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was after he had made his filmography that he had that revelation that, oh, I now have so much more I want to say, because now that I'm older and I have all these stories that I want to tell. And I just think that's so cool. And I just always cite Martin Scorsese as someone that is a great inspiration for the continued conversation of cinema. And I'm really excited for his next movie.
yeah, yeah. I saw that trailer. It's very. It looks very, very almost like a horror movie in a
Mm.
way. Yeah, with this very eerie music and close up. So I'm very, very excited for this. Yeah, gonna be.
That's awesome. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it yet. That sounds
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, then I won't say any
No,
more.
no, no, no. It's okay.
I'll keep my my lips sealed so you can preserve the surprise. So, but
No, that's
and
awesome.
I'm gonna go to the chat here. Let's see. And so
Okay.
you please, my dear friends, keep on talking here. But before let me just say hello to Matthew and Mikhail. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the lovely birthday wish, by the way, Matthew. I appreciate that. And Horrible Show. Oh, hi, hello. How are you, Horrible Show?
Hey,
Oh, yeah. What's going on? Everyone, subscribe to the Horrible Show. By the way.
everybody subscribe to Dice Gate's channel and leave a like on the screen on the stream.
Oh, thank you so much, Timothy. Oh, great to see you as always. Thank you. 5 bags of popcorn. Yes, Arachnophobia was great. Was great. I was always thought when I saw that in the theater, and I thought, oh, this is great, and it was a packed theater. And again, I was a kid. I always thought did they do like Arachnophobia 2 or Arachnophobia 3?
Not that I know of, man. Like
No.
kind of like a one off. And not to segue it back to the Batman, but like the latest Batman movie is kind of like an easy entry because there's really no, it's kind of like a fresh start. So
Yeah.
that's nice, because a lot of times you don't have to watch a backlog of like 90 Marvel movies.
Yeah, like I'd love to have, what they had the one time. I just want to have one time we have Batman maybe fighting someone, and like it's in a room full of like helium balloons or something. So I just want to have that voice. I just want to have that. Uh, uh, Stop him, something like that. I just love to have that. Yeah, that voice. That voice. It's like I love how sometimes they in the films or something they make fun of the fact that it's a really dark, gravelly voice.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, Arachnophobia definitely. They should do Arachnophobia too if they haven't already.
Hmm.
But I guess how would they do that Arachnophobia the next generation or something? Yeah, that would be so. Could you? Yeah, Arachnophobia directed by Christopher Nolan. That would be
Yeah.
great. After Oppenheimer, he should do Arachnophobia too. And then
This
just
time it's personal.
yeah,
Yeah.
starring I don't know, like who'd it star like maybe Christian Bale and Michael Caine. Anyway, so anyway,
Yeah.
let's see. All right, so Arachnophobia was great. Matthew, yes, cheers from India. Seth, oh, here we go. Seth, I do understand about being in an area with a lack of cinephiles. I went to college in Metro Detroit and then moved back to India. I work remotely. You guys make my day. Oh, Matthew, thank you so much. Oh, great. So Seth, yes. Just maybe just a comment back here on Matthew's comment here. So, is this kind of the case in terms of your daily interactions, or how are you able to express your great feelings about cinema?
Well, you have your day to day, and then maybe you'll watch something exciting and it sticks in your mind, and you'll start to get into a conversation with someone. And I'm just trying my best to look for an opening where it's like, oh, and by the way, you'll never guess, I just watched this movie the other day. It was called The Wild Bunch. And I try my best to pick something maybe that the person I'm talking to might enjoy. And so, for instance, maybe the person I'm talking to, surely they like Westerns. And so I did, thanks to a fan of this channel. I really hope one day you can get him on your channel, Mr. Roger Kirby. He did a Sam Peckinpah series, and he introduced me to the fact that that man had directed The Wild Bunch. And so through his comments on the film, they made it sound so exciting. I would watch that film, and it really stuck with me as a Western I had not seen up until that moment. And I had just previously rewatched Straw Dogs. So I've got like Dustin Hoffman on my mind, and going back to, not to get sidetracked, but there was a cartoon, Doug, on Nickelodeon. And I just remember a long time ago as a kid, I heard, "Is it safe? Is it safe?" And now, fast forward many years later, and I'm making the connection that this is a quote from a film I'll be watching for the first time, Marathon Man. It's on the way. And so, anyway, yeah, going back to the question, in my area, I'm just always in interactions trying to start talking about a movie, but you can almost read the person's face like, oh, here's Seth talking about a movie again. And so I can just only thank goodness that I can come to YouTube and there's different voices introducing new movies to me or just talking about them. And that's why discovering Daisuke's channel has just been sort of a revelation for me as someone that's kept my experiences inside so long and not had as good an opportunity to talk about how cool it was, about what I just saw or went through. I mean, I'm able to let out a little bit of steam. And even when I get self-conscious, I don't want to control the conversation, or if I leave a lot of comments on a live stream or leave a really long comment, I enjoy seeing what else others say because I'm always learning so much and I'm discovering films I never would have watched otherwise. And for instance, The Wild Bunch, Mr. Roger Kirby, and I could continue. And I hope that sort of answered the question. But
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And yes, cheers to our dear friend Roger. Definitely. Definitely. Cheer. Oh, fantastic. I didn't realize. I think Seth, you are the only person on the planet I know who can single-handedly make the connection between Sam Peckinpah, the Marathon Man, and Doug.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
Nickelodeon. I know Doug. I know Doug,
Yeah.
the show. I saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
well, one
Yeah.
small thing I'd like to add, I mean, it's just these references. It's such a delight. I played this Nintendo 64 video game. It's very naughty, Conker's Bad Fur Day, where you play as a little red squirrel. And I could talk about how inspirational that is. It changed my life at a very young age. And you had brought up Eyes Wide Shut recently, and I'm going back to the end of careers, Stanley Kubrick, and I don't know exactly what the word is, but you mentioned there's a final line, a dialogue, and I'm so excited. I've got that Blu-ray sitting on my coffee table right now. I haven't yet watched it all the way through, but I'm thinking because that video game I mentioned, Conker's Bad Fur Day, references it, Fidelio, or some kind of special word of code or something,
Okay.
and I'm just anticipating that greatly. And it goes right back to what I mentioned about end of directors' careers. And I just think there's so much to just babble on and on about as a cinephile and make these connections. And one final connection that also delights me because of the Wild at Heart that I watched for the first time. And, you've got Chris Isaac. Is that the guy that sings that song Wicked Game? I mean,
Yeah.
and we've got him
Yeah.
here appearing in Fire Walk with Me. And that's not something that I would discover until a little bit later when I watched Wild at Heart. And so it's just like that feeling when you're making all these connections. And
Yeah.
gosh,
Also, one of his songs appears in Eyes Wide Shut very early on as well. So
oh, wow. What another coincidence.
yeah. So, but yeah, Chris. Oh, I'm sorry, Tanner. And so, Tanner? How about you? What's your situation in terms of film discussions where you are?
Well, really, first off, with Seth, man, if even if I know you get so passionate and so excited about rattling off movies, just do it, man. I don't care if the people want to listen, like whoever you're talking to want to listen to it or not. It's so refreshing to hear somebody like passionate, like, because I feel like I learned two things out of what you just said, like things that I didn't know before. And that's what it's all about, like just sharing knowledge, seeing people that are passionate about something. Like that's the essence of like why humans are here, man. Like so that's just great to hear in general. Sorry, I'm not trying to get all existential and weird, uh but yeah, so I grew up, I got two older brothers that just love movies in general. Both of them are super funny. Like my dad loved horror, so like I just remember being young and going to like a Blockbuster or something and being like 6 or 7. My dad's like, "You never seen The Exorcist? What's going on?" Like, yeah, because I'm like 7, bro. Like, and I kind of he hit all the like high notes, like Evil Dead, 7, uh, all the sequels to like your Dream Warriors and your Friday the 13th, and it was just cool, like cool time to be alive and like in the video store. So got some really fond memories of all that stuff, and comedies too, like Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, like just really. I got to thank them because everybody I've been surrounded by just has grown.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. You, by the way, I have to ask, what are some of your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street films?
Really, like the amount of times that I've seen all of them, like I love them all in special ways, you know. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, really, like it depends on the day. I think if we were going to talk about like perfect sequels, like you got your like Terminator 2s. I think Dream Warriors can definitely be on that list
yeah, yeah,
because like you take what was amazing about the original and then you add like to the mythos and you add to the backstory, and then you get these really cool characters, your Kincaids and your Kirstens and stuff like that. So I
yeah,
feel like that if you had a best of sequel list,
yeah,
uh, and Dawkins. So
yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a great one. That was a really great one. Again, I don't want. Oh gosh, it's so hard. I don't want to talk too much in detail again for anyone who hasn't yet seen Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Wars. But what always breaks my okay, well, even if I say it that way, let me just say, like, even as a kid when I first saw it, the bit where is like, you know, um, uh, sorry, kid, I don't believe in fairy tales. That
yeah,
moment always
soul
broke my
crushing.
heart. Oh,
Yeah,
yes, soul crushing. Oh my
it,
gosh,
yeah.
it was like, oh, he
He
shouldn't
got
have
so
run.
much
Yeah, yeah,
confidence.
yeah, yeah. He should have stayed where I think he got overconfident and he
Yeah,
ran. Yeah, he should have just stayed at the end of the hallway.
yeah,
Just kept
yeah,
his. Yeah, that always broke. I said, oh, it was great at the end. It was like, but anyway, and the bit where um, because my friends, because we are little boys watching this film, and there's a bit where it's like what a character says, do you like my body, Joey? And it was like, ever since then, like friend, kids on the playground, my friends would always say, "Oh, do you like my body?" Nice there, like everybody was saying that line over again because it's a really. Do you like my body? Oh, do you like
that's
it was like, oh,
that's
okay, this
awesome.
is it was a kind of this, because it's that's part of it, and then of course, for Joey, it ended up becoming a wholly different. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Seth, I know we spoke about Nightmare on Elm Street very recently. So what are your 2 cents on the subject?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's so cool because I was just watching Freddy versus Jason about 2 days ago. I think that's an underrated one. And mainly what I love most about it is it's just regular images of Jason and Freddy, and they're maybe really coolest representation for the time. I mean, it was sort of the 2000s, trying to be a little bit darker, edgier, not so much campy. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I like that. And there was a fair amount of camp in those films, but there's some kind of special relationship I have with that one because I saw it in the theater. But
Yeah.
wow, I feel so lucky that we got to talk about the fifth one again. I mean, there's this part where Dan crashes through his windshield and he's suddenly by the pool in the school. And I just love that dream logic. And that cut with the camera to show that. And, you guys mentioned the third one. I love when they're in that room and it's got like the Freddy eyes in the walls and his sort of his flesh is the room that they're in. And I love it when they do stuff like that. And it adds to the lore and it shows you sort of what Freddy's capable of and just what makes him such a cool villain. Oh, I really love Freddy. My greatest dream is that they do a box set similar to the Friday the 13th and that Dice Game will go through them all and we can have this conversation in greater detail.
Can we please today?
Oh, marathon them all, of course.
Oh, that would be so great. Yes, I'm so glad. Yes, we talked about Nightmare on Elm Street 5 when we were talking about what were the most epic facial cheeks in cinema, and you reminded me about there's a scene there. That's and so I think right, the unrated version is only available on like VHS or something, right? It's not available on disc, right? So you only get the R-rated version. And so as you know, I think the Nightmare on Elm Street 5 in particular, it's much more there's a lot more you see in the what's called the unrated version. So you knew that because I have the VHS somewhere here, but you knew that because there's a little thing in the corner of the box that says unrated version or something. But there's a completely different version. So I don't know, they don't have the extended cut on disc, right? At the moment. I don't think so, right? So that's a shame. They should really try to do, especially Nightmare 5. You're absolutely right. But Yvonne in Nightmare 5, she does everything.
Yeah.
Right, I was mentioning this before. She's a nurse. She's a high school student. She's a part-time lifeguard. Yeah, she does everything. Yeah. She's amazing. They should do more with Yvonne. I was hoping that they should, but then they went in the direction of like Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. But which is what do you think of that one? Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, by the way.
I think it's got some strong moments, man. I know it's like I think a lot of people kind of rag on that one for the visual effects as well, especially the way that Freddy looks. But I think you don't see anybody dying via power glove every day, so that's definitely a highlight for me.
Oh yeah. Seth, how about you?
Anything with the Wes Craven touch, I mean, it's just. I think that movie's really got it, and he's got a certain style and element that he applies to that movie that separates it from the others in a way. And having the same actress come back, I mean, there's a lot to like about that one. I think it is a worthy addition to the canon.
Yeah, I like the bit. I like the there's some pretty like the bit with Carlos. What is it? Nice earring from you, Carlos, or something. That was pretty. That's pretty scary.
Man.
So, and then like the bit where he's like in the power glove, the Nintendo one, and it's like he's out of it, and his stomach is like pew pew, like that when he's like kicking him on the video game and stuff. That was really. It's kind of weird, surreal stuff going on there. And it's just really funny. It really funny. It's like a comedy, a true comedy. Yeah.
It's got the self-aware meta qualities that, having the director involved in the film and everything. I think that's an added touch that sometimes movies can benefit from.
So wait, is it Wes Craven's New Nightmare or Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare?
Oh, I'm thinking of New Nightmare.
Okay. So
which
what
is
do you
awesome
think?
too.
Yeah. New Nightmare's fantastic.
Yeah.
New Nightmares. Yeah. I mentioned it before, but I think it's got the best. What are some of the great films that use tongues? The tongue. I think it's got the seriously, it's got the best. One of the best uses of tongues I've seen in a film. It's so creative. Like like that.
Yeah.
It's who sees that in films? I don't know. I haven't. It's really great. Yeah.
I like it when Shooter McGavin has got the Gene Simmons mask tongue in Happy Gilmore. That's a great tongue scene.
Yeah.
He's maneuvering the tongue into his own mouth, and it's just Grandma with the Gene Simmons mask on.
Yeah. Man, I love that movie so much. I really do.
Me too. Oh, it's amazing. So that's great. So let me just go now to the comments here. Move it. CG. It's nice. Thank you so much, CG. Really appreciate it. Steven, thank you so much. Really, really, it's great to see you. And 5 bags. Yeah, great question. Fantastic. Yeah, arachnophobia is great too. You mentioned it earlier. So thank you so much again, 5 bags. Let's see, because I'll send you a gift when you're in the States. Oh, no pressure. Not a problem at all. But thanks for the greetings. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Indiana Jones. I don't know. I don't know. No comment from me. So anything from you, gentlemen? I don't know. I don't know if I'm yeah. Well, please go ahead. Yeah.
I still haven't seen. I've only seen the first three. I'm still one behind. But hey, I it's just like I've been hearing a lot of flack for the Exorcist movie that's coming out. So I try to keep my expectations baseline. I try to, not trying to destroy the filmmakers or the cast, everybody before it's come out and we see it. So I got some faith. I'll probably see this next. I'll probably see the Dial of Destiny, but keep the expectations low. I think that's the best way to be.
Seth, how about you?
I really appreciate that comment. That's a nice way to approach it. It's one of those ones where I'm not going to be rushing to the theater to see it. I've followed some of the comments leading up to it. It seems that there was sort of a lukewarm response to it, and maybe that'll be one that I sort of approach once the heat's died down. I had an experience very recently where I played the sequel to one of my favorite stories of all time, The Last of Us, and now I've started the HBO series that's adapted the game story. And I waited years to play this sequel because there was this big conversation around it. There was just a large group of critics knocking it. And that was one of those ones where I needed to take some time and let the conversation die down. And then I could approach it and form my own comments. So I kind of want to walk into Indiana Jones 5 a little bit later. And we'll see how I feel about it. And how I feel about the fourth one, I don't have high expectations. So,
yeah. I always see Indiana Jones. Those are I mean, I remember still seeing. I didn't see Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater, but I saw Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in the theater. And that was a trip. That was a real trip. Seeing that was at 84, so I would have been 5 years old to see Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in the theater, and I like the. All that stuff, yeah. And it's like he's still alive. Yeah. Oh my god! And then and then just the whole thing with the Anyway, I don't want to. Yeah. So just many memories, and then Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade I also saw in the theater as well. So really amazing stuff. So many fond memories. I think I hold them very dearly. Especially during, let's say, the 80s. Indiana Jones, those 3 films, those are really peak 80s entertainment.
Yeah.
If ever there were any. So, and there are many, and those are among them. I think. So, take them. It's always interesting to see how they are adapted, maybe outside of that realm. In terms of mixed nostalgia and then pushing the story in different directions. So there's always that balance. We'll see, right? We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that's it already showed at Cannes Film Festival, as did the Kitano film. I think that also showed. So I don't know. I'm very excited about that. So there's so many interesting. Okay. Gleaming TV. Hello. Thank you so much for chance. So this is the Batman. Episode, I think that's the reference. Although if I'm mistaken, please let me know. Cool. 5 bags says yes. I think you mentioned this before. 5 bags of pop. You said fun fact about Batman: Tom Hardy went to the same school as me. Okay, Duff Miller in Kensington, London. That's really cool. That's really cool. Tom Hardy is Bane, right, in The Dark Knight Rises. So. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Are you good with your Bane impressions, or shall I not go there?
I thought it was good until I saw yours.
Oh, okay. No, not at all. No.
Yeah,
not at all. What's your take on The Dark Knight Rises?
I loved it as the first time I saw it. The only thing I think, and sorry if it's spoilery if somebody hasn't seen it, but was it Marion Cotillard? Is that her the actress name?
Yeah, yeah.
I think maybe her scene at the end wasn't the best. That's the only thing I thought was a little hit or miss for me. But I can't blame her for that. I thought the rest of her portion of the movie was good. Just maybe that one part, you know.
Seth, how about you?
I'm just okay with Dark Knight Rises. I understand it uses inspiration from the comic book series, and just mentioning that game, the Arkham Knight series, Batman video games. I just have a greater attachment to these Batmans like that, where I'm in control, and it's sort of similar stories, and maybe a little bit more. I get more out of it because I'm involved versus watching that film. But I do like Christopher Nolan, and I like Michael Caine, and thinking about that movie reminds me of The Prestige, which I like a lot. And I just, The Dark Knight Rises is just okay. And I also think that the Dark Knight is a little overrated. That's just my opinion. I really like that movie, and I remember leaving the theater blown away. It's a great live action Batman, but I just never forget this argument as a teenager I had where I called it a popcorn film. And this friend of mine really took offense to that and was like, no, it's got this great commentary about good and evil and da 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 da. So I just sort of have a fun keeping the Christopher Nolan Batmans in a certain perspective. And I don't think so highly of them like a lot of people do, even though they are great. I don't mean to sound pretentious or look down my nose at those films because they are good.
No. I think that's you either die here or you're gonna see yourself the other villain. I can be those things. Yeah. I can. No, you can't. No, I can't. Call it in. God, I can be those things. No, you can't. You mustn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's yeah.
And anytime you see a tangerine, you're like, it's the size of a tangerine.
I love that. Yes, everything is the size of a tangerine.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, the size of a tangerine. Oh, Alfred, can you get me that? Can you get me that book over there? Which one, Master Bruce? Oh, that one. The one that's the size of a tangerine. Oh yeah, Alfred, the one that's the size of a tangerine. Oh, Alfred, can you get me a piece of toast? I'll make you a piece of toast the size of a tangerine. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you. Can you put some jam on it? I'll get you some jam that's the size of a tangerine. Oh, what flavor jam? Tangerine jam. That's the flavor of tangerine. I'm sorry, I'm going over. Anyway, that's right. The tangerine quote. I think he mentions it only once. Yeah, it's so great. Michael Caine when he mentions tangerines, it's amazing. Yeah. But I'm so sorry. The scene that I was thinking of in Dark Knight, which always got to me, was where Harvey Dent. He's already he's become what he's become, and this the coin flip scene. And he's got the coin flip. All right, fair enough. You first. And he flips the coin, and it comes out the bad side, and then he fires the gun, right? And then you've got the little shot of Gordon on the ground there. He's like, and you hear a little whimper, like, oh. And then what he does next, right? Yeah. What he does next is amazing. Really scary stuff. I wasn't expecting this in the theater. Was he has the coin flip on himself, right? You first, right? And then he does it on himself, which was I was shocked when I saw that, and I thought, because he could have done it on the other people, but instead he does it on himself, and that shows not just the cold level of just horrifying dedication he has to this principle, and it shows how far he's willing to go for that. And if it went the other, oh my goodness, that scared me so much. At that moment, I gasped in the theater when I saw that. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Dark Knight. It's certainly it was a kind of a huge moment for many a cinema goer. That's for sure. So, but
and even I know a lot of people they don't particularly like Batman Forever, but dude, when Seal dropped Kiss from a Rose, dude, I was all in. Like that was like that summer was like Batman Forever, Kiss from a Rose. I was singing Kiss from a Rose to everybody.
Oh yeah, what I love the wasn't the was am I mistaken? The music video he was singing
Dude,
like on the on the roof, right where the right like that's
yeah,
where
yeah,
Batman and Nicole Kidman were meeting, but
yeah.
instead it was like Seal singing.
That's
Yeah,
where I
yeah,
wanted to be, man.
yeah. Yeah, it's like Batman coming to the right. It's like the scene in Batman Forever, and he
Yeah,
goes and you see Chase Meridian there. Oh, I used the bat signal because I wanted to meet you, Batman. It's like, okay, all right,
yeah,
so it's like and it turns into this this relationship, but instead Batman goes and it's not Chase Meridian, it's Seal. It's like Seal, what are you doing here? I was expecting Chase Meridian. No, I'm gonna
yeah,
sing to you, Kiss from a
yeah,
Rose. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, so it's the same
Seal
thing.
that deal.
Yeah. Batman Forever. I saw that. Yeah, it was great. What yeah, yeah, Batman Forever. What's your take on Batman Forever?
Well, first, please tell me you guys have seen the Bat Dance with Prince, the music video.
Of course.
No, no,
Oh
I
my
haven't.
gosh, Tanner, please put it down. The Bat Dance is a music video from Prince, who did, the first Batman
soundtrack,
movie
yeah.
soundtrack. And this is an epic music video. Great
Oh,
song.
okay. Dude, the next time you guys see me, I'm gonna have Jerry curls. I'm gonna print it out, man.
Yeah,
Batman Forever, right? You just can't forget the Pepto Bismol Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, really is the main thing. And going back to Connie Ma from Temple of Doom and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I always liked when Jim Carrey ripped that guy's heart out in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
Put it in a doggy bag.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of tongues, Dumb and Dumber, I forgot. Yeah, the great tongue.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it stuck to that pole,
Mhm.
similar to A Christmas Story, another great tongue scene.
Great,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, fantastic.
Oh, Lord.
And
Oh, my
see, it's
goodness.
all coming out now.
The mask, and his tongue comes out of his mouth and rolls along that table like that Tex Avery cartoon.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mask. Oh, The Mask. That's another one I saw in the theater. That was great.
Love that movie.
Yeah,
Oh, I
great
love
one,
that
yeah.
movie. That was a kind of, and it's still that was still when Jim Carrey was still just emerging, right?
Mhm.
Ace Ventura, I want to say, came out.
I love that one too. Yeah. I
Oh
love
gosh,
the first
gosh.
Ace Ventura.
Oh man, right.
Tommy gun.
I was gonna say the Einhorn, but I guess I shouldn't because that might give some details away. But what a great! Oh gosh.
I recently rewatched The Cable Guy. I just love that movie.
Oh, Cable Guy, yeah.
Medieval Times.
Yeah. And because I remember I went to Medieval Times and me and my buddy wouldn't stop doing the sound like,
Yes.
yeah, that's a good time. Dice K, I don't know if you've ever been to Medieval Times, but that's always if you come to the States, that's something that should be seen.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, I'm so excited. Excited to go.
No silverwares but Pepsi. That's right. Yeah.
Jim Carrey. Oh, that's good. And what about Batman and Robin?
It's been I saw that one in theaters, and
Me too.
yeah, it's a tough one for me, man. It's a tough one. It's tough to say. Schwarzenegger's great.
Yeah.
He's chewing up the scenery,
Oh, definitely. Let's kick some ice.
It's so good.
Yeah. I love the what is it? The documentary, The Making of Batman and Robin. Have you seen that on the special features or something? You should see it. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Joel Schumacher, the director, is like, and there's this eerie music, and he says, if people were upset about Batman and Robin, I just want to say I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I just wanted to entertain people. I'm so sorry. So he's apologizing for Batman and Robin. So it was just this incredible moment. But Batman and Robin, I think that has grown a lot. I think that really should be part of the so fun. It's so cheesy and it's just fun, and you got the serious Batmans in some of the other films, and you've got the sort of surreal Batmans, and then you've got the steely-eyed film noir Batmans, and maybe the recent, and so there's enough room for, say, the cheesy campy Batman. There's enough room for that, and it's right there, I think. So
yeah. So and how dark can you make Batman. You know what I'm saying? I think you can't just keep on trying to top yourself with it too. There's got to be that other side to Batman, like more like Adam West, Batman and Robin. Like that's why I love the animated movies are still amazing too
Oh,
that they're
yeah.
pumping out these days. They're almost you're better off watching those to the live action ones.
Yeah. You've seen Mask of the Phantasm, right?
So good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
really amazing.
Yeah.
But absolutely amazing. Oh, Jared is. Oh, thank you so much, Jared. Thank you. Wonderful to see you as always. Etienne, thank you so much, Etienne. Warmest regards to you and your family. Um, Joker's favor. Oh yes. Yeah. And I want to say, I mean, thanks to the Batman animated series, we have great characters like Harley Quinn as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so.
And I'm texting my brother Josh right now. He's like the animated series aficionado. I'm like, dude, I wish you were here. He's my guy in the van pumping in Batman animated series information.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Alarin is here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Komodo, our dear friend, is here. So the Batman. So this is a film, the cinematic masterpiece. Makes Nolan look very TV movie like, in my opinion. Oh, it's interesting. It's and thank you so much. Warmest regards. It's always nice to see you, my friend. And Gleaming TV has a question for Seth. Do you like any Jerry Lewis films?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'd have to see a list, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's a future cinema journey for Seth.
Yes, I've got
Fantastic.
so many more. I wished I had seen as many movies as Daisuke and others. I feel I've got so much more to go to see. I mean, so much more.
Yeah. Life is long, brother.
Yeah,
We got time.
You are young. You are young kids still. That makes sense. So
See, the day that the clown cried, that's the only thing that I haven't watched any movies, but I know I've heard stories about that one. Yeah.
Yep. So yes, we'll see what happens. So 5 bags of popcorn. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see. Victor Guisman, aka Koga Shuk. Oh, hello. It's nice to see you. And thank you for the birthday greetings. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Warmest regards. Brandon loves the movies. It's nice to see you again. Fantastic. Yeah, it's great to see you again. We were speaking just yesterday my time. So fantastic. Komodo continues. Discovered recently the chronological order of the Dollars trilogy is reverse order. Makes them a new experience. So you're speaking of the Leone films. A Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Oh, interesting.
And that's a big blind spot for me too. I need to watch.
Oh, really?
I've seen the trilogy, but like I got a copy of Once Upon a Time in the West. Like I still need to watch Once Upon a Time in America. I know that's a little bit different, more towards the early 1900s America, but like there's still so many classics that I gotta check out, man.
I want to say too that did I just hear that A Fistful of Dynamite, is that going to be released by Kino on a 4K later this year? I want to say. So that's a good one. That comes in terms of the filmmaker chronology. It comes after Once Upon a Time in the West. So it's another great, weird, quirky film. Oh, it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
And so, but you haven't seen Once Upon a Time in the West yet.
No, not yet. Sadly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But you have it?
Yeah. And Argento. Okay. I think I picked it up just because of Argento, honestly.
Yeah, that's right. He does have some he has a credit, right, in terms of the writing process. Although it's an interesting story as to what his overall contribution ended up being. But
really? Yeah.
But my strong suggestion is don't read anything about Once Upon a Time in the West. Don't read anything about it. Don't go on Wikipedia or anything. Just watch it.
Okay.
And watch it as soon as possible.
Okay.
And after you've done, and when you've processed it and you're ready, you let me know what you
Okay.
thought of it.
Okay. I
Seth,
can do that.
what's your take on any of these films, the Leone films? I know
Oh,
we've spoken a lot about one in particular. I know.
I've been looking at that Blu-ray behind you, and I've been listening to the conversation on your channel where someone mentioned that it was out of print. I looked at Amazon and see that it's going for like $80 now or something outrageous. That very Blu-ray that I would have gotten, for $10 not that long ago, and that's Once Upon a Time in America. I absolutely love that film. I could talk about it all day, every day. I get so excited thinking about it. What a top experience! And it was you, Daisuke, that introduced me to Once Upon a Time in the West, and your encouragement for me to get the Blu-ray and not read anything about it. And it's such a satisfying movie for so many reasons. It's an inspiration for so many other filmmakers and animators, and it's the musical timing and the revelations that are slowly but surely revealed over time that is what I mean when I say so satisfactory. And there's a recurring image that you see throughout the movie. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll see it one time, you'll see it again, and it's not until it's going to make perfect sense do you see the image clarified, and it's just that curtain reveal that's just like, oh, whoa, no, and what you see afterwards. I hope that got you excited. I mean, I just know also it's the slow approach. You've got to be patient, but all the images in these slow parts are just so exciting. Even just a fly getting caught in a gun barrel, it's just, whoa, great cartoon, only live action. And
Crazy.
it's everything. I could go on at length. What a great movie. And thank you, Daisuke. That's one amongst many where I'm I think I'll get on YouTube. Whoa, sounds like some people are really expressing excitement about this movie. I've got to check it out. And boy, did it just enhance my life.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so
I gotta
happy to
watch
hear
it
that.
now.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Again,
that there's this show that I champion all the time is introducing me, kind of going back to what I mentioned, with the Doug Funny and the references and all this stuff. Samurai Jack and this Jindy Tartakovsky, this master animator, in my opinion, many times does he use the Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone type of panning and just close-ups and stuff like that. And I just think that trained my brain to want to see the sources, so to speak. And you're always able, when you go to these older directors, I think that's why I love the Criterion so much, because it seems to showcase the source material for so much stuff, or oftentimes the seeds that would inspire so many other filmmakers and stuff. And you'll see recurring styles or images. And I think Once Upon a Time in the West just really sets the standard for many Westerns and samurai films and many other things. It's a must-see.
yeah, totally.
Top tier, like maybe arguably the best.
Well, see, I get that excited about that film, but I mean, I could get that excited about almost any film I'm a fan of. As much as I had to say about it, I still don't know if I have enough experience with it to place it in my personal top, but I still love it and think it's a must see for any film fan. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And I don't even really like Westerns that much, but I'm just sort of now getting into them, and I know how important they are to the cinematic landscape, how many huge fans of them there are. There's a Criterion box set coming out soon that's a collection of Westerns that has really piqued my interest. I really want to watch those, especially after having watched The Wild Bunch and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's my favorite Western of all time. Just so much more to go. One-Eyed Jacks. I love that movie. There's a lot of Westerns that I'm only just now seeing, but Once Upon a Time in the West it's up there.
And see, I haven't seen Butch Cassidy either, so that's another one added to. I know, bro.
That's great. So many. Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's so great. So many. I can't. Again, I wish I could replay my life so I could have
for the first time.
Butch Cassidy, watching for the first time, or Once Upon a Time in the West watching for the first time, or The Good, the Bad. Oh, you've got to watch A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Oh, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Like I mentioned this, but that was my dad's favorite movie, and so we had lots of fights, father and son fights. It wasn't the smoothest relationship in terms of parenting kids, but we could always connect over The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Always. Oh, and he'd be like, dude, Yeah. So Once Upon a Time in the West is, I think, for me, it could be up. Again, I don't like to create these. It's hard for me to do favorite films of all time list for me, but
Yeah.
if I had to, it might be in there. Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely. Like top, maybe like top. I don't know. It could be like, yeah. If I think about it, maybe even the top 5 for me. Favorite films ever. Once Upon a Time in the West.
Wow.
I have
Okay.
to think about that. Yeah. So, but
How's the music compared to uh I'm so sorry, but the music compared to the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, because Ecstasy of Gold, and then what is it, the
yeah,
trio, the very last like
yeah,
long set of music is so
yeah.
good.
You've seen
And
the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
yeah, I've
or
seen the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I've seen that
great.
trilogy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. So you know that, yes. I listened to the soundtrack. I listened to the
So good.
soundtrack. I was listening to it last night, in fact, as I was walking to the gym, because
Yeah.
I like, I like it. It sort of, builds me up. Like, all right, I'm going to the gym now. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. I'm at the gym. I'm gonna enter the doors of the gym. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, so I know exactly the trio. Yeah,
It's so
and
good.
the music in Once Upon a Time in the West. Let me put it this way: it's the same, but it's different,
Hmm.
and it is epic,
Yeah.
epic, epic, epic. So
I'm
you're
excited,
gonna
yo.
you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy Once Upon a Time in the West. That's for sure. Oh, I can't wait. Oh,
And my brother just texted me. He said, "Happy birthday!" And he's like, "Dude, he's got the Romero glasses." I was like, "Yeah, bro."
oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah. So he
So someone
says,
got the reference. Oh, that's so great.
"Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah."
I'm so
So he
happy.
said, "Happy birthday!" And he loves the glasses, man.
Oh, thank you so much. Warmest regards to your brother. Thank you so much for that. That really makes my day. Makes my Romero. Yes, Romero's another one that's very dear to my heart, to all our hearts. So,
Yeah.
oh, thank you so much. Oh, Vern, thank you. Warmest regards, my friend. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Brendan loves the movies, and right back at you, my friend. Yes, definitely. It's always great to see you. You have wonderful enthusiasm. It's great. Let's. Oh, a bat. Here we go. Seth.
Oh gosh, they
Bad.
referenced Saving Private Ryan. Oh, just so many other movies: Predator, Terminator. I was a young boy in Matrix, and getting to see all these references in a video game. I mean, I could go on about Conker's Bad Fur Day. Uh, one of the bosses that you fight is a giant opera singing mountain of poop that you have to throw toilet paper at, and he references Wizard of Oz as he's melting, and I know it sounds crazy, but that game has such a hilarious sense of humor, and for to be a little kid playing it, I'm so glad to meet another fan.
Oh, so I've never played this. So
A very
uh,
naughty game with all sorts of bad language and gore and stuff. But I mean, this game references Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You know, Nazis. I hate these guys, and
Yeah.
it's just so exciting. It's such an integral part of my cinema journey. It's very much like a Monty Python British humor style too. You know, we were talking about Greta from Nightmare on Elm Street. I was thinking about The Meaning of Life and that disgusting scene where the man is eating. There's another epic cheek sequence. I just love that movie. And
yeah.
there's just so many styles of humor, and you have to have sort of an open mind when it comes to Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff like that. It's
Oh,
just, yes.
is that playable now?
Oh gosh, they did remake it for the Xbox with enhanced graphics, and you can play it, but it's heavily censored versus the N64 version. It's made some
Okay.
alterations, and as a purist, you know, I've got to get the unbleeped,
Yeah.
stuff. And I was having this recollection to Dazed and Confused recently, where there was the TV version, and watching that on TV, I just didn't. It didn't click as much as when I was able to get the Criterion DVD and see and hear some of the stuff that's not included. And that Seal the Deal is one of my favorite movies, and I was thinking about Randy Quaid in that movie. Tampering with the mail is a felony offense, and it prompted me to get my Kingpin DVD or a Blu-ray out, and I've been rewatching that again. Speaking of Farley Brothers movies, they
Oh,
just
Kingpin. I love that
I
film.
just
Yeah.
love Kingpin.
Oh, it's so great. And speaking of the heavily edited, made for T or the for broadcast for like Scarface too.
Yeah.
Watching the Scarface,
Eating pineapple.
like, like that takes that's really clever.
I
You know,
know,
okay,
yeah.
how you know, I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been any what you know, how eating pineapple, amazing.
I would love to get the recollection of what he says when he says, first you get the money, then you get the power in the edited version. I wonder what they covered that up with. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what a great movie.
But
Brian
I-
De Palma.
yeah, I have to pick those up again. Those discussions up again. I have to, and then the double mint gum reference is I'm waiting for this at it's for Dress to Kill. So
Oh, yeah.
so I can't wait. So
And Casino on TV was a pretty interesting
Oh.
experience too. Yeah. Just Joe
Oh.
Pesci on TV.
gosh,
I've got that
God.
playing on the TV right now because we've just
Oh, do
been
you really?
yes, I put the DVD on, try to get
Nice.
myself in the mindset of Vegas and Martin Scorsese. It's just one of those ambiance films. Daisuke made a comment about Heart of Stone, Rolling Stones recently. And the timing is perfect. And is it a coincidence or not that they planned the music to time just so to play along the character development? I just think the movie is genius. And there's many other films that do stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I just love little details like that.
Yeah.
Anytime I have to wear dress pants and I have to sit down, I just take them off and put them, you know.
Yeah.
They did that in
Yeah.
Seinfeld as well. The
Oh,
maestro, you got to keep your crease in your pants. You take them off and then you fold them. That keeps the crease perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love Casino. I love Casino. The you're right. You're right. The I've mentioned this before, but we took a high school trip somewhere, and the bus ride back, the teacher allowed me to pick a movie
So awesome.
that we could watch on the bus because they had TVs on the bus at the time. You know, this was before smartphones and everything. So you could watch the you know, put the VHS in the deck on the bus, and then you'd have whatever is 2 or 3 video TV screens mounted in the ceiling, so you could watch them. And the teacher said, "Oh, what do you want to get?" And I chose Casino. It was a 2-tape VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so great, and I was so nervous, not because I was just thinking to myself, oh my goodness, all this profanity is going on, and I mean just, you know, if a man tripped over an effing banana peel, it'd be, you know, that sort of f this, f that, f. Oh, it was amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But I was just so like horrified at myself. Oh my gosh, I've done such a terrible thing, and I was just hoping, because I knew that because it gets pretty intense in terms of the violent scenes, right?
Yeah.
And there's a scene involving, let's say involving some bats, some baseball bats, right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, oh my goodness, if we are still on the bus and then it's gonna show this scene, everyone's gonna be horrified. But yes, for whatever reason, yes, the bus ride was finished before we could finish the film Casino, so we didn't end up going to that particular scene.
Okay.
But
You said you had a similar experience with Psycho, right? You showed.
Oh yeah.
People Psycho in school. That's crazy.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
man.
Thank you so much for remembering that. Yeah, I had a presentation in English class making a reference to the book, which is called Ethan Frome.
Mm.
And there was a word called droning querulously, and so I made the connection between that in the book and also the Alfred Hitchcock film Psycho, and I thought everyone knew Psycho, and so I played clips of Psycho. I played the ending of Psycho.
Mm.
You know, the climax of Psycho I played because I thought everyone knew, because I knew Psycho as a kid. I watched it and I knew about it. I don't remember a time where I didn't know Psycho, and so I thought everyone knew Psycho. So I played it, and another student, she was just she was screaming and crying, and I just felt so bad, and I realized, yes, not everyone in the world has seen the film Psycho. So, lesson learned.
But man, she is probably like the biggest horror fan ever now, though, because that's how it starts.
Yeah. I perhaps, I mean, I think we all saw movies like scary films as a kid,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what sparked it,
Yeah.
perhaps. What was that? What were those films for you, Tanner?
Oh man. Well, like we were saying, like Dream Warriors. Like
Yeah.
I would sit. So I would have it on the TV, and I would sit in a chair like on the doorway of the room. So because I had to be like distance away from Freddie, man, because I was just too scared. But the part where the nurse came in, I knew I'd slide a little bit closer to the TV, and then and then once she changed, I would slide all the way back to the doorway. Yeah, yeah.
There's
But
another, there's another use of tongues in that sequence, if I remember correct. Like
in,
yeah,
indeed,
yeah,
indeed,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But like that Evil Dead, first time seeing Evil Dead is just like the when she's doing the cards and she's guessing the cards, it's
oh, yeah,
intense. Yeah.
oh evil, oh gosh. And I remember seeing, again, I was too young to see this, but a Silent Night, Deadly Night on
Mm,
VHS
yeah.
rental when it first. So I don't know how old would I have been. Gosh, I don't know, maybe like 6 or
Mm,
7 or something like that when I first saw Silent Night, Deadly Night. Oh my goodness. What a
yeah.
what a film to
It's
see.
just generally intense. Like,
Yeah, and like there's a scene involving antlers, you know what I'm talking about, on the wall, and like the you know,
mhm,
I was just I was that there's a lot of stuff that blew my mind, but that just was and it was I was hiding behind the sofa or the couch, just going like this with my ears, just so scared.
yeah.
Absolutely scared watching that at just, but yeah, Silent Night Deadly.
And that's one of the things too, because I remember that like for some reason you hold your ears, you don't want to hear it. The soundtrack is like too much.
Yeah.
Like I remember really doing that. The It miniseries, like the very beginning where his teeth get sharp and he's in the drain, it's spinning. I'm like, bro, what is going on here? Like,
Tim Curry, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I remember strongly pressing my ears for like I can't hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
yeah. Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. So, but and then 5 bags of popcorn here says the same. Right, we were going back earlier to Exorcist. You were saying, Tanner, about watching your dad. You haven't
Yeah.
seen the Exorcist, so yeah, Exorcist 7 would have been traumatized and really great. So, oh, fantastic! Your Exorcist love.
Yeah. It's good luck. This one's good luck.
Oh, that's a. Oh gosh, The Exorcist. Wow. So again, I don't know when the new films are going to come out. So, but
I
we'll
think
see.
October. They're
This year?
they had to do reshoots though, man. There's a whole big thing like
Oh,
so I guess they did some test screenings and then like it got tore up pretty bad
oh really? Oh, I
with
didn't
the
hear about that.
yeah,
Okay.
so I think they're doing reshoots, but I'm a fan of the reshoots cuz a lot of the time it does there's a more positive than negative. It helps the movie, I guess. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just trying to be positive, but
Seth, what's your take on Exorcist films? Have you seen any of them or not yet?
Big fan of the first one. I can't say for sure that I've seen the others unless it was at a young age on like a movie marathon or something like that. But I love the original. I know I've shared that story of driving past the stairs at a young age, and my
oh
uncle
yeah,
was saying, oh, there's the stairs where the priest falls down the Exorcist, and I just can recall very well being a young boy and being terrified when they show the face of Pazuzu for a brief moment as a
yeah,
kid, and all the other moments in that movie. Love The Exorcist.
yeah. And we were like, that was right when the version you've never seen came out. Like it was re-released, so I think we were all pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, yeah. There's and then I think, what is it? Speaking of like reshoots and stuff, there's a whole stuff about that, and The Exorcist 3
Hmm.
as well. So I'm a big fan of Exorcist 3 as well. I love Exorcist 3 and Exorcist 2. I've oh yeah, that's the 4K.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I put a stack over here
yeah,
just in case if there was
yeah.
anything.
Okay. I got to get that when I get to the States. So, and let's see. So Brandon loves the movie. Says I watched a lot of seminal classics at a very early age. I'm 40 now. Oddly enough, outside of some chase set pieces, my heart never raced much. Oh, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Josephine is here. Hello. Oh, interesting. I just watched Todd Haynes' Safe With made that's right. So Todd Haynes' new work is going to premiere at 10. Oh, it's today.
Mm.
Oh, fantastic. Josephine, thank you so much. Safe. Oh yeah, that talk about a film that has relevant. Oh my goodness. Amazing work. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you, Josephine, for a lovely message. Thank you. Warmest regards to you, my friend. Thank you. Yes, that's right, Brandon. I agree. Todd, yes, definitely. Todd Haynes. Jacob, thank you so much, Jacob. Warmest regards. Oh, here we go, Matt. For Seth, saying my greatest dream in regards to Freddy is a perfect pun. Oh gosh, they should do. I hope they do the box set of Nightmare films. Oh my goodness. And then Brandon says for the best slasher franchise of Friday the 13th films, and the first 4 Halloween scared me more. Freddy is okay, but after the first 2 dark films, he just plain talked too much for me. That's interesting.
I understand that. I
Yeah,
can relate.
yeah. Although we get into, as Seth was talking about, then Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, and it's back. Yep.
Yeah, with the the trend, the look. I love Freddy's look in that film, by the way. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so yeah. And let's see. Uh, and then he also brought out the direct light, indirect light a lot. And to me, just saw Robert Englund with a makeup job. Well, that's a good job, but I wasn't scared. Although, yeah, the makeup was part of the appeal, I think, and it was featured a lot in Fangoria magazine and the like in terms of that. There's a little bit where he's got a little thing, like a little kind of square on this side of his face. I always thought was kind of a trademark of that. So I remember I had my grandma. She was visiting. She was in Japan, but she visited when my family was living in the States, and I had a Freddy mask. And I don't know how old I was, like a little boy. So I put on the Freddy mask, and she didn't know. And I just walked down the hall and said, "Hi, Grandma," and she screamed, and she was so angry at me. And never before in my life had my grandmother been mad at me, but that was the first time that she was so mad at me. Because she was like, "Oh, my grandson, I love but I love you, my grandson." But that was the first time in my life that she was angry at me because I scared her with my Freddy mask. So I felt really bad, but oh well. Lawrence, I love New Nightmare. Yes, you too. Mega Noise, thank you so much, Mega Noise. It's always nice to see you. Indiana Jones versus Jason. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Oh gosh, Seth. I have to ask you though. Freddy versus Jason. You mentioned Freddy versus Jason, right? So you know the Friday the 13th films.
Oh yes.
Yes. So of course, Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know that Jason Takes Manhattan kind of takes place most of it on a boat, on a ship. And also that in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, there's a bit early on where you see Jason swimming.
I love that part.
Right, and you see Kane Hodder like come out and climb up the chain or whatever of the anchor. That's how he gets on the ship. Oh guys, I'm spoiling Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm so sorry, but the question I have for you is, how do you feel about that versus how they take the whole thing with Jason and water in Freddy versus Jason's? I always thought, are they retconning Jason Takes Manhattan? And if so, how do I feel about that? So what are your thoughts?
I'm not that upset about that. I mean, it does go to the flashback of him as a boy being picked on by the kids and thrown into the lake and I guess left to drown. So I assume the writers were just trying to look for what Freddy could scare Jason with. And if they retcon the 8th one, I don't think anybody, unless you're really scrutinizing, is going to think about that. I mean, that's what's so great about these characters. You can't get that upset about what they do with the characters. It's fun that you've got the darker version or the more comic version. Sometimes it's a perfect blend, and the character's just so iconic. I mean, Jason's not my favorite anyway, and so just I had no problem with that. And what you said about the representation of Robert Englund, I like how they show him in Freddy versus Jason in the origin. It's very cool how you see the actor and he's got that little girl, and then he talks about his origin and why he's coming back to try to spread terror again. I love Freddy versus Jason.
Tanner, how about you?
Oh yeah. And I feel like if the tone was a little bit more serious, I think they kind of they opened it up to be like, hey, we finally got this movie made. Like, please, whatever flaws, take it with a grain of salt. Like, we just want you to see it before it never becomes a thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I always thought I squared it in my head like, so therefore maybe in Jason Takes Manhattan when he's swimming he closes his eyes and he's swimming so he doesn't see the water. That's how I squared it in my head. Incidentally, I love how when they go to New York, they there's like cans of like acid.
Like toxic waste.
Yeah, toxic waste. Oh, so great. Oh my goodness. Amazing. So I guess it was yeah. But anyway,
it was rough in New York, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Jason Takes Manhattan. What a film that is. But
God, that reminds me of Jack Nicholson saying we're going to ship him out a whole new door when it talks about chemical.
Smilex. Oh
yes,
my goodness.
That's one of
Becky.
my favorites.
Becky and Becky, right? Smilex. That freaked me out. That scene when you see her face, but
Yes.
the question I have for you about that in Batman is how come therefore you have like the mayor and Harvey Dent, the next scene they're all like cleaned up and it's like so they've been taking showers, they have, so Smilex hasn't been affecting them, but Smilex is affecting everyone else and they can't use makeup stuff. So what's the deal? Are they getting non-Smilex products that they're able to use and I always thought that was a bit of a mystery to me. Where are they getting their non-Smilex cosmetic goods like shampoo and stuff? And if so, why aren't they sharing it with the rest of Gotham?
That's a great question.
Sorry. I didn't mean to
Movie logic.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, Smilex. Yes, Smilex.
Brand X.
Brand X. and again, and I like how the guys just the guys just sitting there. Yeah, so amazing. And like the mouth over the cutout of the love that Joker. Oh, great. Yeah.
Anytime I buy like a Walmart food, like the Walmart brand, I just call it Brand X.
Brand X.
Yeah. I got these mashed potatoes, Brand X.
Batman. I love Batman. That's great. So let's see. So Brandon says Indiana Jones film should have stayed in the 80s trilogy. Just plain works the best that way. Damien, hello. Nice to see. Yes, from the Shetland Islands, Scotland. Thank you. People support Rotten Tomatoes. That there's bad luck. Worst nitpicking website ever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't usually see Rotten Tomatoes that much. So I know it's with the aggregator site, but there's Rotten Tomatoes is a good reference for people, and then there are other references that people use. I think so. Mm-hmm. So it's a wide open space. So but anyway, Damien, thank you so much. Thank you. Warmest regards. I hope you're well, my friend. Marion Cotillard. This is Brandon's response to Tanner about Marion Cotillard in Dark Knight Rises, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Oh, Mitchell, thank you so much. Oh, great. And then, yes, talking about the Christopher Nolan films. Wonderful. Has his new film come out yet, by the way, Christopher Nolan? Or is it coming out later this year? Is that right?
I think it's later this year.
Okay.
I would say. I know it's not out right now.
Okay. Yes. Batman 66. Yes. Seth, what's your take on Batman 66?
I'm just a huge Adam West fan. I mean, just the sound of his voice brings anybody just calm and comfort. I mean, what a great guy. And his presence, I don't care how campy it gets. It's just the images of all the villains. Batman has the best set of villains, and each of their representations has their own special magic. Despite what I said about The Dark Knight Rises, just seeing you guys talk about Tom Hardy as Bane, I mean, that is a statement in and of itself as to how great the different representations are in the 60s is iconic. I mean, and having the word bat such and such before each thing, Batmobile, bat spray, just everything. It's a classic.
And we have Osato from You Only Live Twice.
Yes.
He's in there in the UN. It's amazing. So and then
I love how Batman Bruce Wayne has got a James Bond quality. You know, he's a spy. I mean, that's just another thing that makes Batman so great. A playboy. He's just got all these different ways about him.
And whenever I see that, I always want to eat. It makes me want to eat Kit Kats. You know, the chocolate Kit Kats, because there's a character called name is Kitka. You know, and whenever you have Bruce Wayne, he says, Miss Kitka. Whenever he says Kitka, it makes me want to eat Kit Kats because it sounds similar. Oh, I gotta have so always Kit Kats and Batman 66, and the great title sequence, by the way, with the spotlights and everything. And what is it? The thing with the shark and the bomb and the band. I love that band, by the way. You know, the you know, sorry for anyone who hasn't seen Batman 66.
Well,
That's a great film.
He used to team up with Scooby Doo a lot, and I was always a big fan of when Batman and Robin and Scooby Doo teamed up to solve the mysteries together. Back when Scooby Doo would team up with like the Addams Family or the Harlem Globetrotters or the Mamas and Papas. I mean, it's just the list goes on and on.
That was amazing. Oh, great times, great times. So, Damien, I agree, totally agree. And then, so this is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises. Mr. Mogford, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm scrolling down the comments really quickly. I apologize. I hope you can forgive me. Mr. Mogford, thank you so much. Caleb, thank you so much. Thank you. This is Dark Knight Rises, I think. Yes. Clinically Abrasive, very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. And Movie Viewer, lovely, absolutely lovely. Thank you. Oh, again, yes, Dark Knight Rises. Brandon, you know the film very well. Yes. What is it? The Schumacher cut. I think that's the stuff that's being. Yeah.
I didn't even know about that one. Yeah.
And let's see. Batman Returns with legendary Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Speaking of, we were talking yesterday about Arnold Schwarzenegger films and Twins and. Remember when he and Jack Nicholson appeared together at the Oscars? Jack said, "Oh yes," also there's a film Hoffa. Remember the film Hoffa?
Cuckoo's Nest.
Film. Yeah. Oh yes, exactly. Yeah. Definitely. There's Danny DeVito. What are some other great Danny DeVito films? I was talking right about. Throw Mama from the Train as well.
Jack the Bear. Have y'all seen Jack the Bear? That one's a pretty decent one.
Death to Smoochie. That's a really good one. Yeah.
And of course, there's. Why am I forgetting the name of the actress who plays the mother in Throw Mama from the Train? Also in The Goonies.
I know, and Deadly Friend, right?
Yes, the basketball. Yeah. It's great stuff. Yeah.
Mars Attacks. That's got a great Danny DeVito scene. Speaking of Las Vegas.
Oh gosh, and Jack Nicholson, of course, and Tim Burton, of course.
Yes.
Mars Attacks. I love Mars Attacks. Yeah. Oh gosh, and who else is in Mars Attacks? Like, can we name what are the other cast members in Mars Attacks? Tom Jones.
Pierce Brosnan.
Sarah
Jessica Parker.
Yeah, Martin Short.
Is Michael J. Fox? Is he?
Yes, that was him.
Yes, well done. Natalie Portman.
Yes. Well, who's the guy? He's Jack Black.
Jack Black. Oh yes, is Jack Black in there?
Yes, he's the son of the trailer couple. Yes, and he's Hulk. I surrender.
And Jim Brown is there.
And Jim Brown just passed. I heard. That's super
really?
Sad.
No.
Sorry to just be that dude. Yeah.
No, that's okay. No. Tom Jones. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say oh gosh. And what's her name? Annette Bening? Is Annette Bening in there as well?
Who's Jack Nicholson's wife, the actress? I can't believe I forget her name. Helen. No, what's her name? She's a famous actress, and she's the president's wife. And the chandelier falls on her. God, and she's very famous. I feel bad that I can't remember her name.
Is it Annette Bening? Wait.
It might be. Yeah, we might have to check that out.
Gosh. I love this film. I saw that in the theater.
I like
I
it when
saw
he
that.
asked him if he's making barbecue and all those cows run by at the very start of the film.
Yeah. Oh, Glenn Close.
That's
Excuse me.
it.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
Yes.
gosh, I love her in
Yes.
Hook, the Boo Box.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that was her at first, you
I
know.
had to
I
have
don't think
someone tell me that, and when
yeah,
they told me, it was like, what?
yeah.
And also Rot's Tiger.
Mm.
Rot's Tiger, right, is the general.
Oh
Oh
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
And then of course there's Sylvia Sidney, very very famous. She's the one. She's the elderly lady who she says, they blew up Congress. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Oh
That
yeah,
that
yeah.
lady.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
gosh.
oh gosh, I love that film, Mars Attacks. That why was that not more popular than it was? I
Oh, I
wonder.
remember renting it and loving it. I had a toy from the movie. I've been a fan since a young age. I love it. It's one of my favorite Blu-rays in my collection. And Jared Wignall bringing it up, and inspiring me to watch it again. Shout
Yeah,
out to
that's
him.
right.
I know he loves that movie.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys talked about it in your interview a long time ago, and I just was like, well, I got to watch it again. So many great parts when she bites Martin Short's finger off. The Kennedy room, when he lifts up that head and takes that woman in that room. Ugh.
It's really violent too.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of like death and destruction, definitely. Ah,
I love when you ask, like, if you just ask somebody if they've seen it, like the first thing they do, they're like, ack ack.
Oh, yes.
They don't say anything else. They're like, ack ack ack.
ah, and oh gosh, and oh yeah, it's such a great film, Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks. I love Mars Attacks. Oh yeah, Lee, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words. I hope you're well. Cable guy, Larry, there. Oh, see, Seth and Tanner, you are popular. Everything, people know what you're, all the references you're making. It's great,
Mm.
fantastic. Yes, many fans, many fans. Oh, cool. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
I'd like to
Yes,
see the Truman Show in the Criterion Collection. I'm a big
Mm.
Peter Weir fan, and I would have seen Gallipoli very recently, and he's got some other films that I really want to watch. And as a big Picnic at Hanging Rock fan, I just
yes,
see kind of what he's gearing towards with the whole Australia filmmaking. I think that's really great, and the Truman Show is it's one of my all-time favorites. It was
that's right.
eye-opening.
That's right. Truman Show and the Dead Poet Society.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's been Truman Show. Speaking of Jim Carrey, we were speaking about earlier. Yeah. Oh, Zach, thank you so much. You're very, very kind. Thank you so much. Wow, wow. Oh, thank you. It'll go towards moving expenses. Damien. Oh yes, Mad Hatter, Hush, or Mister
Mm.
Freeze for the next villains, possibly. I know Tanner. You also mentioned Clayface as a possibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Mad Hatter, Mr. Freeze. Yeah, we'll see. Hush. Yeah, there were some hints. I think. Yeah, it might be interesting to see that.
Mm.
Oh, Jonathan. Hello, the King of Comedy. Definitely in terms of Jerry Lewis. I think yes.
Mm.
The question about Jerry Lewis. Definitely yes, yes. So that'll be a future Jerry Lewis cinema journey for Seth and Tanner.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Um, so, and then yes, that's right, Duck You Sucker, which is the alternate title for A Fistful of Dynamite. Yeah. Also, Once Upon a Time, The Revolution, I think in European markets. So, Damien says, oh, mentioning also the James Bond live streams. Thank you. Those are great. Maybe just maybe for the 60th of You Only Live Twice Japan trip in the planning. Oh, that's so cool.
Mm.
You only live twice. And twice is the only way to live. I really should do a video on One Eye Jack. So Seth, what do you think? Should we do maybe we should do that? I'll have to think about that.
Oh, just another one of the great movies that feature friendship betrayal. After playing The Last of Us 2, there's this Monte Cristo reference, and I just rewatched that, another great betrayal movie. And I see here someone's asking about Paris, Texas.
Mm.
Wings of Desire was one of my favorite experiences this year. I can't wait for the discussion coming up. And Paris, Texas is a must-see film for me now because making the Wim Wenders connection.
Yeah, I think I discussed this Paris, Texas discussion, I think at a live stream many years ago, I think. But it's definitely worth Let's see. Question: have you seen Severance 2006 or Cockneys vs. Zombies 2012? Both horror comedies.
No, I haven't. Sadly.
Oh, I've seen Severance. That's this like horror / comedy. It's this dark comedy where all these people are in this house and they can't determine who the killer is. It's just sort of sending up movies like that. It's a older film. I remember that one.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Cool. I like those sort of like mystery horror.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Okay, here we go. I'm going to watch something muted while the stream happy UK TV channels are showing The Warriors and Lynch's Dune at the same time. What a hard call.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I don't know which one you should, maybe can you do both? I don't know, switching channels. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was never super into Lynch, but Elephant Man and Blue Velvet are classics.
Yeah.
So many,
Absolutely.
and then Psycho, yes, that's right, Damien, definitely. Danny Dyer, Danny Dyer. Brandon loves it. Oh, fantastic. Let's see. So I'm just scrolling through here. Sorry about this. And let's see. Skulder22 is here. Hello. It's nice to see you, and thank you very much for the lovely wishes there. Oh, thank you so much. What while I'm going through here, what are some of the films that you Tanner and Seth you're thinking of you wanting to watch in the immediate future? What are next on your queue, as it were?
Seth, take it away, brother.
Well, I mentioned Marathon Man. I'm really excited about that one, and also Salem's Lot, which is this 2-part television. You know, I was watching Dazed and Confused, and it's got the Alice Cooper, and I saw a list of his favorite scary movies, and he brought that one up, and I'm really stoked about that one. I've got this other show I want to start on HBO, Barry, with Bill Hader and Henry Winkler. Apparently, that's really great about an actor that's a hitman, and it's on its final season. So I hope that I can watch all of that and catch up with that show. I'm so excited. I've got also sitting on my table in there this Gwyneth Paltrow movie, Sliding Doors. I have not seen that. That's one that my mom's mentioned a lot. I really want to watch that.
It's a good film.
Gosh, yeah.
Sliding Doors. That's a good film. That's a really good film. Oh, by the way, Damien mentions Thundercats. Are you Thundercats? Are any of you Thundercats fans?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think it was a little bit before my time.
Okay, I saw some. I haven't seen it recently, but as a kid, I saw Thundercats every chance. Yes, Sword of Omen, give me sight beyond sight. You know, Snarf. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah,
I forgot about Snarf.
Thunder. Oh! You know, the Sword of Omen. Give me sight beyond sight. That he can give him like powers to see things. If I were Lionel, I wouldn't be doing anything, but I would just be putting the sword in my face and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do the Sword of Omen sight beyond sight thing every day. But anyway, sorry, that's a Thundercats reference. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I'm here all day, folks. Voltron, yes, a big Voltron fan as well. So Seth and let's see. So Sliding Doors and then Marathon. You said you got the 4K Marathon Man, is that right? Or the recent release of was it recently released? I don't know.
Well, you might have heard some of my comments about my 4K experiences. For instance, Carlito's Way and Vertigo. I left some comments and they were mind blowing. I really should invest in the 4K option so that one day when I get a PlayStation 5, which is the plan, I'll be able to have something in my own home. But no, I just got the Blu-ray of Marathon Man, and I'm so excited about that.
But dude, there's nothing wrong with that too, man. You know, I think a lot of people are Blu-ray shaming too. So so don't worry about that.
But Daisuke also made this great comment too of standard definition. We were talking about Indiana Jones, and I remember, you know, because the Batman animated series is only in standard def, so it's just a box appearing on my wide screen, which is totally fine. And it harkens back to that time period where all you had was a tube TV, and going to Indiana Jones, I bought the full screen box set, and so even that, when I look at it, it's the box variety, and it's just the reason why I can never get rid of that. If I ever one day upgrade and there's like an Indiana Jones 4K box set, and I'm sure it'll be the widescreen, that won't be the definitive way that I watch it moving forward. There'll always be that full screen box set that I just love.
Yeah, because it's what you're used to. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so. I think there's either direction I think is great. Going towards the higher definition into the 4K and then beyond, and then staying with how things were released, because those are also very, very important in terms of experiences, and even now revisiting. So I always find that, yes, even DVD and VHS, this is still very, very important, incredibly important. Like
Yeah.
I will not let go of my Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS, because that's how I saw the film, and never will. Yeah, and so there's a kind of magic there, and so and also, cinema has existed uh, before VHS was around, before 4K was around, before Blu-rays and these discs were around. I mean, it's an important part of cinema consumption. That's very true. But cinema existed prior to that. And we'll, many ways to enjoy it. Many ways to enjoy it. That's for sure. So
I keep hearing about this film. Have you guys seen it? Babylon, with Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie. I mean, it was sort of critically
oh yeah,
panned, but I'm starting to pick up on this sort of like underground essence that's saying it's going to be a cult classic in the future. It sounds like it's really up my alley. It's like 1920s. It's got Tobey Maguire. It's like 1920s filmmaking or something is the plot. And I don't want to know too much about it, but it sounds really cool. There's this other one that's now getting a lot of praise. Not so much when it first came out. I watch it every year. I've loved it since I saw it in the theater. Spring Breakers. Have either of you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
Love that movie. This Babylon sounds like it has a sort of similar
Yeah.
vibe, where over time it'll get appreciated a little bit more. This channel I watch, Deep Focus Lens, she's just praised the movie and talked about it again and again. Babylon. So it's one of those ones amongst many others that's sort of on my keep notice of a list, that's running in my head, and I try to remember as best I can, so that when I am making an Amazon purchase or something. There's this other one, Midsummer. It's this horror film. I haven't seen it yet. It's like a cult movie. Have you seen that, Tanner?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed that one, man. And there's two different cuts. There's a director's cut and a theatrical cut. I say watch both of them. I know that's weird, but yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
And I too am a big fan of Deep Focus Lens. Big fan. So, oh, Daniel, thank you so much in Costa Rica. Thank you. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. Danny Dyer. And then let's see. Are there any films in the theater or films soon to be released that you're excited about? Any of you?
Well, I saw. Did any of you guys get to see Evil Dead Rise? That just hit digital. So I thought that was my last big. The John Wick 4 and then the Evil Dead Rise were my last big ones that I was waiting for to come out in theaters. But I think there's a couple. There's a new horror movie A24. It's called Talk to Me. That one looks pretty good. That's the only one I can think of right now.
The only thing I could think of would be Flowers of the Killer Moon if it gets a theatrical release. It would take a lot for me to want to leave the house to go see a movie in the theaters. I feel like No Time to Die was the last one where I felt like my presence was needed. And then also there was the Sopranos film, The Many Saints of Newark, and I almost went to the theater for it, and I'm very glad that I did not. I mean, I would stream that and be devastated. I've been going a lot. Every once in a while, I have a show that I just have on TV at all times, and right now that's The Sopranos, and just seeing Frank Vincent, and it just brings me comfort, and it's got a great scene. We were talking about characters that are thinking in films, and watching Tony Soprano at the end of one of my favorite episodes, just thinking, and he's got his shot glass and smoking his cigar. I'm obsessed with having that show on.
And the gabagool.
Oh, God, gabagool.
So.
I mean, and then Frank Vincent, a lot of Frank Vincent love. Yeah, that's for sure. Frank Vincent's one of my favorite moments, going back to something you said about Casino, is Frank Vincent's voiceover in Casino. That one voiceover, what could I say? Because he's asked about what's going on with Joe Pesci's character and Sharon Stone, right? The boss is back home, right? So, what could I say? It was amazing. Frank Vincent gets this, his moment in the spotlight.
I was just watching Jules and Jim, and there's that famous freezing that's used in the film, and
Yes.
I just so feel like, just based on Martin Scorsese's comments and of appreciation towards that filmmaker in Goodfellas, and also, for instance, that Frank Vincent scene where it freezes for a moment before the voiceover, and it's just what a great trick or cinema technique.
Yeah. And before he puts the mailman in the oven in Goodfellas too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Great freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah. I felt so bad for that guy too. Yeah.
There he is. That's the guy.
Yeah.
And we could good. Oh gosh, there's the bit where young Henry, he's just set the place on, exploded the place, and there's a freeze frame of him with his arms extended. And I remember my professor talking about how this is like the crucifixion, and because his arm is shredded like the cross. And then he's essentially, it's kind of like the film is setting itself up for a type of self-sacrifice type of story, which is, let's talk about free frames. But
I've heard that about Breathless too, where people try to talk about it in depth. The John Paul Belmondo character at the very end of that film, and how that has got some deeper subtext than all of them ever grasped.
Definitely. Yeah. Speaking of that, that's going to come out again on Criterion, right?
I'm getting that. Speaking of 4K upgrades.
Yeah. Very exciting.
And it'll be nice. I'll see After Hours for the first time.
Yeah.
I got that pre-ordered. Yeah.
Oh, well done. Oh, that's exciting. That's so exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Our dear friend, Sister Hyde, did the artwork for that. Very excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, can't wait. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about After Hours.
I could stream that on HBO, and I've thought about it, but it's one of those ones where just having the Criterion arrive and having that ritual of opening the box. And,
you just want to wait. Yeah.
Yes. And the essay and Daisuke's conversation, it'll just be better. And it just,
it's going to be exciting. July, right? It's going to be July. So, gosh, can't wait. And Infomagine, just want to say thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you. Warmest regards. So, what are some other Scorsese works that you either of you would enjoy? We've spoken a little bit about his works, but what are some other films that you enjoy?
Oh, absolutely. Taxi Driver. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Goodfellas. Yeah, I know.
The Aviator, it's an underrated classic. The Way of the Future. I just love that ending so much. And when I see something that I feel like is like next level futuristic, like The Last of Us Part 2 being this masterpiece video game of technology, all I can say is The Way of the Future. Oh, God.
Oh, cool. I just want to speak of Scorsese. Let me just cut here. Damn Fool, our dear friend Damn Fool, Idealistic Crusader. Oh, fantastic. I got to see a vintage print of Mean Streets today. Oh, cool. Harvey Keitel. Oh, cool. I wanted to see it for. Oh, fantastic, my dear friend. Subscribe to Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader channel if you haven't already. Oh, it's great to see you, my dear friend. How do you feel about No Time to Die lately? I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. But I'm beginning to warm to it a little bit, but a little bit.
I've only seen it once, and I remember being upset. Yeah,
just a little, just but it's kind of like Billy Bats trying to, hey, what do you think about No Time to Die?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Look, I had so much fun talking about all the movies with Daniel Craig. I was a big fan, and just leading up to that film, it was just such a unique experience going through and reaching Spectre, and I was championing that movie. I think it showed a lot of older Bond images in a good way, and then once it reached No Time to Die, it was just a little too much. And it's just
it's tough. But Oh, Dharma, thank you so much. Thank you. Great.
I still need to see Scorsese shorts and also Last Temptation of Christ. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh,
a big Willem Dafoe fan. I know I'm in for a treat. That's on my Criterion list this July.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Don, thank you so much. Thank you. It's gonna be it's gonna be great. Kevin, thank you so much. And then Kevin, thank you so much in Colorado. Thank you. You're very kind. God, I can't wait. Scorsese shorts. Also got a great Criterion release. Anne Ramsey, thank you so much, Anne Ramsey. Of course. Why did I blank? Anne Ramsey. Yes, thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, Anne Ramsey. The what does she say? Have you seen the Goonies? What does she say in the Goonies? She's like, "Kids suck." That's what a line from Anne Ramsey.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I need that on a t-shirt.
oh gosh, Anne Ramsey. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. When I was at college, I saw Martha Plimpton on the street because she was doing a play somewhere on campus, and I said to her, I feel so bad. I said to her, "Can you, And I said, I just mentioned Truffle Shuffle, and I don't think she was. I don't think she was happy to hear that.
She wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. I felt so bad because she was there not to promote the Goonies, but she was there to do theater work. So I felt so bad about it. But anyway, because I was thinking just Truffle Shuffle. Anyway, but it wasn't her character. But now I think about it, how could I say something to her about the Truffle Shuffle when it wasn't even her character that was doing the Truffle Shuffle? It was Chunk who was doing the Truffle Shuffle. But anyway, gosh, how rude of me. But Sylvia Sidney, thank you. Yes, this is the from Mars Attacks. So, all right, and then Glenn Close, thank you. Yes. Turner, so, and I have to go very soon. I'm so sorry. I have to cut this conversation short. But are there some last minute recommendations? Any comments from you, my dear friends, in the remaining minutes that we have? Tanner and Seth. Tanner, are there any other comments that you have? Any films that you think people should see? Any other things? Any recommendations or anything you want to say?
I've been going through so Brandon Cronenberg's got 3 features, and I was really impressed with his last 2. Possessor, preferably Possessor Uncut, if you can get a copy of that, and then. What was his last? Infinity Pool. I thought that one was pretty interesting too.
I haven't seen this yet. I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting, man. Yeah. I thought it was a good check it out. Let me know when you check it out.
Definitely.
What you think of it. Yeah.
Definitely. I think when I make the move, after I make the move, I have to catch up with all these films. So that's on the list. So okay. Fantastic. And Seth, how about yourself?
Oh, I can just only mention some of the things that I've been enjoying recently. I rewatched Macaulay Culkin films, so like The Good Son. If nobody's seen that film yet, I am just a huge fan. I champion that. I mean, one of my best experiences this year, The Fury by Brian De Palma. I'm just still thinking about that film. Kirk Douglas. I love that. And
thank you.
Thinking about Brian De Palma. Euphoria, this HBO, and I just keep thinking about that Imitation too, because it reminded me of that film. I know I left a comment, Cruel Intentions. It was an explosion, but a good one. And I just keep thinking about these movies. Stay Tuned with John Ritter. There's just a lot of these films that are sticking in my mind that I've had so much fun watching.
Stay Tuned. Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about John Ritter films lately or in the future.
Were y'all talking about Problem Child? Because that's Hidden Gem too.
I hate your whole family. Listen, I'm not like them. I love you. Oh, my family still quotes it.
Yeah.
And speaking of connections with Scorsese, we know, of course, the connection with Scorsese films and Problem Child, right? Seth, you're nodding your head.
Oh God, no! I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
Oh, okay. Yes, because
what is the connection?
Cape Fear. So the film. I want to say the film that they're watching in the movie theater in Cape Fear is Problem Child.
Wow.
With Max Cady and his cigar. So that scene, I think I want to say they're watching Problem Child. So
just imagine going to see Problem Child.
Yeah, going to see. Could you imagine going to see Problem Child in the movie theater with Max Cady, Robert De Niro's Max Cady in the theater? Oh my goodness, that would be a trip. Oh wow!
Night of the Hunter. That's one. Speaking of Cape Fear, that's on my mind. I haven't yet seen it.
Yes.
So good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you are in for a trip. I can't. Oh, I wish I could take back again. I to quote Cher, if I could turn back time, I would love to revisit my watching of The Night of the Hunter for the first time. Oh gosh, if I could turn back time. What a great. So many great things. So, my dear friends, sorry, I have to go in about a minute or so because I have to take my kids to Sunday mornings they have to go somewhere, so I have to take them there. So thank you so much. So I just want to say thank you to everyone also for the lovely comments and birthday wishes. I'm sorry I couldn't keep track of the comments better. I missed, I know, a number of them, but Cinema Taco, thank you so much. And we didn't cover everything. I should have done this better, so I'll try to do this better next time. But this was
just pleasure.
And I want to say to both of you too, to Tanner, once again, thank you for all that you keep. You're always so encouraging and your presence and everything like that. And also you are so kind. I'm very happy. I was able to. I still have yet to do it, but you helped me out with the Bruce Lee pre-order stuff. So thank you so much for helping me out with that.
Hey, you're welcome, man. I just got to make sure I don't mess. I like, like.
Oh yeah,
I could
okay.
just watch one.
That's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. If if it arrives before and you want to open it and check it out, that's totally fine.
I'm not gonna do that to you, man.
Yeah, no problem. I don't. Yeah, time capsule. Thank you. And then Seth, I just want to say thank you. As always, I oh gosh, it's always great to. I want to say I hope you're not offended by this, Seth, but when I was doing the Twin Peaks film TV discussions, I haven't finished, by the way, because there's still a lot more to go. But when I was doing that with like a video discussion each episode, like whatever it was absolutely madness. It was just because. But Seth was the main person who was encouraging me to do that, and I would show him the videos before I would publish them. Say, hey, what do you think about this one? And he'd be so encouraging every time, and just help me, because it wasn't the easiest thing, to be perfectly honest, to be disciplined and do all the stuff and talk about it and sit down and make the video, because it took a lot of energy. But Seth was without Seth's kind and encouragement and support, I wouldn't have been able to finish it. So I want to say thank you so much to you in person again. I've already thanked you, but I can't thank you enough. So let me thank you again.
Awesome.
I barely scratched the surface about the Inland Empire and Wild at Heart and David Lynch comments that I could make, but your conversations about Twin Peaks are crucial. I had it meant everything to go into Inland Empire for the first time after listening to your Twin Peaks discussions and David Lynch commentary. It enhanced the experience more than I ever thought possible. I think I might have mentioned it. I don't know if I would have watched Inland Empire, gone into it, if it hadn't been going through your series of discussions and getting my mind so on David Lynch. It was just an unforgettable experience. I love that film, and I have yet to even begin talking about how, Cheryl Lee and the experience of putting yourself in a role and having it change your life. That's part of the subtext of Inland Empire as well.
Yeah.
And read all about Cheryl Lee's experience going through that and the trauma and the life altering effects of working with David Lynch. And oh my goodness, we know how he is and some of his philosophies. We go so deep with the meditation and everything, and monkeys, of course.
Monkeys, yes.
With Jeremy.
That's right, Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy. That the key figure on the set of Inland Empire, Jeremy.
And some of the cast that we see in Wild at Heart. For me to watch that after in Inland Empire, it was just epic. And Laura Dern's mother in that film, William H. Macy in Inland Empire. Shortly after that brilliantly acted scene. What does Justin Theroux say to her in that interview? I can't remember exactly, but it was just hilariously dryly delivered. I love that movie so much.
Oh, fantastic. So oh gosh, I want to thank you so much, Seth. Always again, it's such a great pleasure to meet so many people, and Seth and Tanner is such an honor, and I can't wait to continue this forward. So let's do this again. Hopefully very soon. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I will end the broadcast now, and I'll see you everyone at the next video. So thank you.
It was so nice talking to you guys.
You too, man. You too. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.